Good morning. Maya are back. Before the plan, yesterday in the description of the video I said it was a bit flat. There were no explosions. Beautiful people. Well, I decided I was wrong about the beautiful people. The crew are beautiful enough. But yeah, there was not a lot of explosions going on. Let's fix that. Okay, enough of that nonsense. This is a building channel. You don't want explosions. Here's the plan. Glenn and the rest of the pool crew are back. They will be working on coping and maybe other areas of the white pebble dash cement. There may be other things going on with the pool. I know already this morning the regular crew have been removing the remaining forms from the bridges. We'll see what else is going on. There'll be more palitada, more plastering, rendering, bubblegumming, mud pieing, upchucking, any of those names, plus a load more. There'll be more plumbing, there'll be more electrical. What else? I don't know. What could possibly go wrong? Already today, something new. We'll talk about this in a minute. Inside the gym, we got Loud Marvin, who I think was away yesterday, and Richard working on Palitada inside. Outside the gym, we've got O'Donnell and Romwell. More Palitada. Glenn and the boys back to work. So, first thing they did was they chipped out a little tiny bit at this edge, presumably to help them get a decent bond so there's nothing showing between the 2 points. Now, they're applying just the cement without the stone, as they did before. And the next mix will include the stone. Let's see how far they get with this today. This is probably not going to be easy to see, but this morning they removed the forms from the bottom of the bridges. Manny's checking it now. It looks good to me. Right, in the home theatre room, it is very loud with the drilling out, and it's very dark. But two things. Number one, we've got concrete hollow blocks in here. Not quite sure what that's all about just yet. We'll have to see what happens later today. Secondly, we did get comments about putting solar equipment in here. Slightly mixed in terms of advice. I'm pretty sure I'm going to say no. I don't want it here. I just think it's too many things going on in this room already with electrical stuff. Adding in, if there is any risk with batteries and inverters, I don't want to make that risk. So, not in here. And again, like every day, another delivery, and almost certainly more than one. This time, more sand. Another very dark room. Rico's working on the Palitada inside this bathroom. The one next to the patio and sunroom. More electrical. We've got Big Cheese William, lead electrician, back on site. He comes pretty regularly, discussing who knows what. Something electrical. This is the initial pressure testing, and they're using this pump to basically push water through the pipes. This they run for 30 minutes at this stage, and they're creating pressure up to 150 psi. I think it's psi. Typical pressure, they say in the Philippines, is 40, although I've seen a lot of vlogs that suggest that actually typical pressure can be a lot less than that. But they're pushing through at 150 here to test the integrity of the pipes. These are cold water pipes. They'll run this for 30 minutes, and if that gauge starts to dip down, they know they've got a problem somewhere. So they'll do this around the house. Once all the PPR piping is in place, then they run a test for 24 hours, which I'm not sure when that will be. But for now, we're running at 150 through pipes that would normally be expected to be able to cope with 40. We just had a quick chat with the electrician, William. We may have a problem. I'm looking to put smart switches throughout this house, and I've just ordered a couple of samples made by a company called Sonoff, Sonoff. It's not easy to find smart switches, at least not the kind I would like, that operate on a 220 to 240 volt power supply. Anyway, I found a couple. My brother is shipping them to me. The problem we've just realised is these junction boxes are too narrow. We'd have to replace probably all of them. So I'm going to look at a slightly different, we think, another Sonoff that uses this size of junction box. I'll see if I can find that. But in the end, the junction boxes have to match the switches, not the other way around. So if we have to replace all these, so be it. Ronell has moved into the helper's room, working on squaring away the window just here. My guess is he'll be working on more than one today. Won't necessarily finish more than one, but typically he does work on multiple windows simultaneously. We've got about half an hour to go till lunch. We'll do a quick whiz around, of course, starting here. So the coping with the pebble dash now continues round to the bridge. It will be interesting to see whether, once this dries properly, is there a visible line where the two different sets of cement have been placed. The west wall of the gym and spa looks like they're finished. So having finished that wall, Quiet Marvin up top, and Romwell down below, assisted by Lito, and now working on this wall. Right, a lot of progress here inside as well. I have to tell you, it is hot today. Here's the home theatre room. And I did suspect these were what the blocks were going to be used for this morning. And I don't know if this is going to be okay. This basically needs to be a wall in which we can put speakers on this side, on the left side of the wall, in kind of on the wall if you like, but towards the left, going out into the theatre room. So I'm not quite sure what they're planning here. If they go much higher with the wall, that won't work. We'll find out. This is new. This is the wall on the balcony of the bedroom on the, what are we, northwest corner, so the back corner. And they built this and we didn't really have a discussion about it. And my first thought was, it's too high. But it does deal with one of the issues, which is dealing with reflections coming off that roof just over there if you're sitting on this balcony. Now, given that we've gone for a darker coloured roof, it's clearly not so much of an issue. But it also gives a little bit of privacy. So maybe I'm okay with this. It's another one to check with my boss. The rest of it will be some kind of glass retaining wall around the other sides. Here's the pressure testing kit again. Now, when I mentioned previously 40 was kind of normal, I'm sure a lot of you with Philippine experience must have been laughing so much you fell out your chairs. 40 I think is not normal here. 20 is not bad at all. We will be putting some kind of booster pumps in to try and get it up. Anyway, the point of this is, I think the plumber's forgotten this is here. It's still running. And it's still very close to 150. So it looks like this initial pressure test is a success. It's break time, 3 o'clock. Starting here at the pool. You can at the moment still make out where one part of the white cement stops and the next one starts, but I suspect that will disappear when it's all been cleaned up. They have now extended all the way to just in front of the bridge with the pebble dash, and under the bridge and a little bit further without it, the first layer. Almost done on this wall. Mostly done on this inside wall of the gym. Getting pretty close inside this bathroom. You're just gonna have to trust me. 3/4 done on this window. The pressure testing has moved. We're now in the bathroom at the front in the middle of the house. Currently reading around about 150. We actually came up here about 45 minutes ago and it was reading 15. So at that point, one of the, I've forgotten what they called them now, taps, not a tap, basically these white connectors, somewhere was loose. So he found the recalcitrant part, fixed it, and this has been running at, just over 150 for about 45 minutes. After a bit of umming and ahhing earlier on, I did say to the engineer I thought this wall was too high. He has spoken to the builder again, and the reason apparently that it has to be this high is to do with the flashing with the, I had to look it up on the dummy, the waterproofing. The builder's going to be on site tomorrow morning and apparently will tell me more. But one of the Richards has already put up the forms and poured in the concrete up on the top there. So it's kind of a done deal. But the builder, I'm sure, tomorrow will tell me exactly why did it have to be this high from a waterproofing perspective. Something new at the carport. They have cleared out almost everything from inside here in preparation for this to be palitaded. I'm sure that's not a word. I mentioned a couple of days ago we were going to have some non-building days coming up, and here's some preparation. My beautiful Asawa is having her hair coloured, remind me, what is it? Chocolate ash? Chocolate ash. Well, you might get to see that in all of its glory on a later video. My turn next. I'm going to go purple. 4:30. The bell has gone. And we did get a rain interruption, so there's not a lot of progress since we last whizzed around, so I'll keep this quick. Here at the pool, they have extended the white pebble dash under the bridge to this point. So they're now, I would say, about a third of the way round the outside. This window into the dirty kitchen from the patio, partly finished on those cornerings. Inside the dark and gloomy and echoey home theatre room. This is new. The first of what I believe will be 3 fuse boxes. Is fuse boxes the right name? I think Stephen P suggested I was out of touch. Is there another name for these? Let me know. Here at the carport, drilling out, continuing, and the floor almost completely clear. And those first bits of scaffolding in place to allow them to start with the palitada maybe tomorrow. Back up at the centre front bathroom, they're still pressure testing. They're going to run this overnight. It looks like that may have dipped off just a tiny bit, but I can't remember exactly where it was before. Probably showing, around 120. Not sure what kind of dip off is acceptable. And here in the gym, they did, despite the rain delay, finish off the palitada on the inside of this wall. I'm not sure if you can see him up there, but Oliver, being a bit nuts, collecting mangoes, and they're not ripe. I have no idea why these mangoes seem to be so attractive when they are unripe. And yes, it's still going on. There you go, the end of day 158. A day of getting sour mangoes, water pressure testing, Palitada, white cement, coping, and explosions and fireworks. Where else do you get that? Let's see if we can match it tomorrow. See you then.